Good afternoon, class. My report covers articles 2134 and 2135. Part pa rin siya ng Antichresis. Okay, so let's start. Article 2134 provides that the amount of the principal and of the interest shall be specified in writing. Otherwise, the contract of Antichresis shall be void. So, what does this article tell us? It says that Antichresis is a formal contract in the sense that it follows a certain form. To be Antichresis, the contract must be reduced in writing containing the amount of interest if owing and of the principal obligation. Why is this important? It's important dahil kapag wala to, according to Article 2134, void yung contract of Antichresis. According to De Leon, this article is intended to forestall the use of Antichresis for purposes of usury. Let us see this illustration. So, kunwari, gusto ni A mag-trade sa Bitcoin pero wala pa siyang pera. Pero may farm siyang kumikita. So, humiram siya kay B ng 100,000 pesos and as a security of the debt, pinahiram niya yung farm niya kay B. The farm profits 25,000 pesos per month. Now, if the form required by the contract of Antichresis is satisfied, bayad na si A in just 4 months and he can now reacquire the enjoyment of his farm because his obligation to B is extinguished. However, if di nasunod yung form na nire-require ng Antichresis, hindi mababawi ni A yung enjoyment niya sa farm niya until his full payment to B. Now, let's go to Article 2135. Article 2135 reads that the creditor, unless there is a stipulation to the contrary, is obliged to pay the taxes and charges upon the estate. He is also bound to bear the expenses necessary for its preservation and repair. The sum spent for the purposes stated in this article shall be deducted from the fruits. This only means that the right of the creditor to enjoy the fruits of the immovable property carries with it obligations. So, what are these obligations? In addition to obligations stated in Article 2132, which is the obligation to apply the fruits of the immovable to the interest, if owing, and thereafter to the principal, this article gives two more. They are payment of taxes and charges and payment of necessary expenses. Article 2135 also says that the sums spent for the purposes stated in this article shall be deducted from the fruits. So, let's go back to our example. So, di ba kumikita ng 25,000 yung farm ni A? But say, for example, may taxes, charges, and maintenance costs in the amount of 5,000 every month. Now, B is obliged to pay them and charge it against the fruits. So, instead of 25,000, may 20,000 na lang si B sa farm ni A every month. So, instead of 4 months, 5 months na ang hihintayin ni A to be discharged of his obligation and finally reacquire his right to enjoy the fruits of his farm. Yun lang po and thank you po.